What if I told you the very strength of your legs could decide whether you stay independent or end up relying on others for every step? At 80 and beyond, one missing vitamin can make all the difference. My friend, let me ask you something personal. When you get up from your favorite chair, do your legs feel steady, or do they wobble just a little? When you walk across the kitchen floor, do you feel that quiet whisper inside saying, "Be careful, don't fall"? You see, strong legs are not just about walking. They're about living. They're about independence, dignity, and yes, joy. Because when your legs are strong, you can still stroll through the garden, hold your grandchild's hand, walk into church with confidence, or even take that short trip to the park without fear. Strong legs mean freedom. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. After the age of 60, our leg strength naturally begins to decline. Studies show that we lose muscle mass every decade if we don't actively protect it. And weak legs? They are the #1 predictor of falls. And falls are the #1 reason seniors lose their independence. That sounds heavy, doesn't it? But I want you to hear this. It doesn't have to be that way. God designed your body with remarkable ability to rebuild, even now, at 70, 80, or beyond. Think about Caleb in the Bible, who at 85 years old said, "I am still as strong today as I was in the day Moses sent me out." Joshua 14:11. That strength didn't come from chance. It came from faith, discipline, and care for the body God gave him. Today, we're going to talk about how you can protect your legs, rebuild your strength, and keep walking confidently through nutrition, vitamins, and wisdom that blends science and faith. I'll share with you what doctors are saying, what researchers have found, and how simple steps, like adding the right vitamins, can make a difference. Because yes, exercise matters. Yes, balanced training helps. But without the proper nutrients, your legs are like a house built on sand. They can't hold you. So let me set the stage. Over the next 5 parts, you'll learn which vitamins are absolutely essential for leg strength, how to absorb them better in your body, the spiritual perspective of treating your body as a temple, and practical, everyday stories of seniors who regained strength they thought was lost. My goal is not to overwhelm you with medical terms. My goal is to speak to your heart, as if we're sitting together on the porch sipping tea and talking about the gift of another day of life. Because at 80 and beyond, every step matters, and strong legs are possible. You just need the right tools. Stay with me, because in part 2, we'll open the treasure chest, the very first vitamin your legs can't live without. If I asked you to name a vitamin that builds strong bones and legs, most folks would shout out calcium, and they'd be partly right. But here's the secret many seniors don't realize. Without vitamin D, your body can't even use calcium properly. Vitamin D is like the key that unlocks the door, letting calcium enter your bones and muscles. Without that key, all the milk or supplements in the world won't do you much good. Now here's the challenge. After age 60, your skin simply doesn't make vitamin D from sunlight as efficiently as when you were young. You might be sitting on the porch feeling the sun's warmth, but your body may not be producing enough of this essential vitamin. Add to that the fact that many of us wisely protect our skin with clothing or sunscreen, and it's no wonder doctors say nearly 40% of older adults in the US are vitamin D deficient. So what happens when you're low? You may feel aches in your legs, weakness when you stand, or even an unexplained fatigue. Some seniors describe it as, "My legs just don't want to listen to me." That's often vitamin D quietly waving a red flag. Dr. Elizabeth Warner, a geriatric specialist, put it this way: When seniors come to me with weak legs or frequent falls, one of the first things I check is their vitamin D level. Such a simple fix, yet it can change lives. And she's right. I remember talking to Mr. James, a faithful churchgoer in his late 70s. He used to avoid outings because his legs felt too shaky. His daughter finally convinced him to get his vitamin D checked. Sure enough, he was low. After a few months of gentle sunlight, fortified foods, and a daily vitamin D supplement his doctor recommended, he said, "Pastor, I can walk the aisle of the church again without fear. It doesn't take much. About 15 minutes of sunlight on your arms and face a few times a week can help, if your doctor says it's safe." Foods like salmon, tuna, eggs, and fortified milk also give you a boost. And yes, for many seniors, a supplement, usually vitamin D3, is recommended by doctors, especially through the winter months. But here's the deeper lesson. Just as our physical bones need vitamin D to stay strong, our spiritual bones need the light of God's Word. Without His light shining on us, we can't absorb the strength and nourishment our souls crave. Both kinds of light, sunlight and God's light, keep us standing firm. So if your legs feel weaker than they used to, don't ignore it. Ask your doctor to check your vitamin D. A little sunshine, a little wisdom, and a little faith can go a long way in keeping you steady. In part 3, we'll talk about another crucial vitamin, the one that fuels your muscles like a quiet engine, giving you the energy to walk with confidence. Have you ever felt like your legs just don't have any gas in the tank? You wake up, you stand, you walk a few steps, and suddenly you feel drained. Not out of breath, but empty, like someone pulled the plug. That, my friend, is often the whisper of vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is the spark plug for your body's engine. It helps make red blood cells, which carry oxygen all the way down to your leg muscles. Without enough oxygen, your legs feel heavy, tired, and weak. Some seniors even describe it as if their legs are made of lead. Here's what makes it tricky. As we get older, our stomachs produce less acid, and stomach acid is what helps you absorb B12 from foods like meat, eggs, and dairy. That means even if you eat well, your body might not be getting the full benefit. Doctors estimate that up to 20% of adults over 60 are low in vitamin B12, and many don't even know it. Let me share a story. Mrs. Harris, a sweet lady in her early 80s, told me she thought her tired legs were just part of getting old. But after a simple blood test, her doctor discovered she was deficient in vitamin B12. Within weeks of taking a doctor-prescribed supplement, she told me with a smile, "Pastor, I walked around the block yesterday. My legs felt alive again. That's the power of B12. Now you might be wondering, how do I get more? Foods rich in B12 include beef, chicken, fish, eggs, and dairy. But if your body isn't absorbing it well, your doctor may recommend a supplement or even a B12 injection. It's simple, safe, and often life-changing. Dr. Michael Reynolds, a physician who's worked with seniors for decades, puts it this way: we often think weakness is just aging, but in many cases it's nutrition. Fix the deficiency, and you restore strength people thought was gone forever. And here's the spiritual reflection. Just as your muscles need oxygen and fuel to come alive, your soul needs daily renewal from God's Spirit. Without it, we run on empty. With it, we walk, not in our own strength, but in His. So if you've been feeling unusually tired, don't brush it off as just age. Ask your doctor about vitamin B12. Sometimes, the smallest spark can light the biggest fire in your legs and in your life. Stay tuned for part 4, where we'll uncover another vital nutrient that works hand in hand with calcium to keep your bones and legs unshakable. Most people know about calcium. Many know about vitamin D. But very few know the quiet hero that makes both of them truly work: vitamin K2. Here's why it matters for your legs. Calcium is like the bricks for your bones. Vitamin D is the delivery truck that brings those bricks where they need to go. But without vitamin K2, the bricks can end up in the wrong place, like your blood vessels instead of your bones. That's right. Without enough K2, calcium may harden your arteries instead of strengthening your skeleton. And when that happens, your bones get weaker, your legs lose support, and your risk of fractures goes up. For seniors, a broken hip can change life overnight. Dr. Leon Jacobs, a bone health specialist, once said, "Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop for calcium. It tells calcium, go into the bones, not the arteries. Without that signal, your body misuses the very nutrient you think is helping you." Let me give you a picture. I knew a gentleman, Mr. Allen, who took calcium faithfully for years because he wanted strong bones. But at age 78, he suffered a sudden fracture after a simple fall. His doctor later explained that while calcium was good, without vitamin K2, his bones weren't absorbing it well. When he added K2-rich foods in a supplement, things turned around. Within a year, his bone scans showed improvement, and his confidence returned. He told me, "I feel like I've been given a second chance to walk steady again." So where can you find vitamin K2? It's found in fermented foods, like natto, a traditional Japanese dish. It's also in certain cheeses, egg yolks, and chicken. Many seniors in the US don't get enough because our diets are low in these foods. That's why some doctors recommend a supplement, often paired with vitamin D, to keep the balance right. Spiritually, I like to think of vitamin K2 as wisdom. Just like wisdom directs your steps and keeps you out of trouble, K2 directs calcium where it belongs, keeping your bones strong and your path steady. Friend, strong legs aren't just about muscles. They're about bones that hold you tall, steady, and safe. Don't overlook this hidden guardian. Talk with your doctor about vitamin K2, especially if you're already taking calcium or vitamin D in Part 5. We'll bring it all together. The full picture of how vitamins, faith, and daily choices can keep you walking strong at 80, 90, and beyond. And I'll leave you with one hopeful call to action. We've traveled a long road together, my friend. We've talked about vitamin D, the sunshine strengthener, vitamin B12, the spark that fuels your muscles, vitamin K2, the hidden guardian that keeps your bones safe. And of course, we can't forget calcium and protein, the steady builders of your frame. But here's the bigger truth. Your legs are more than bones and muscles. They're your foundation for life. They carry you to the people you love. They hold you steady when storms come. They remind you every single day that you still have a purpose. Now maybe you've been feeling discouraged. Maybe you've thought, it's too late for me. My legs are too weak, but let me encourage you. Science and faith both say otherwise. Your muscles can still grow. Your bones can still strengthen. Your steps can still become steadier. I think of Psalm 18:36. You broaden the path beneath me so that my ankles do not give way. Isn't that beautiful? God Himself promises to steady your steps, and He often does it through the wisdom He's already placed in creation. Good food, good nutrients, sunlight, movement, and rest. I remember one of my dear listeners, Miss Clara. At 84, she told me she was afraid to leave her house because her legs felt unreliable. She started simple, talked with her doctor, added vitamin D and B12, worked a little vitamin K2 into her diet, and practiced walking every day. 6 months later, she called me, her voice full of joy. "Pastor, I just walked to the mailbox and back with no cane. I feel free again." Friend, that can be you. Not overnight, not magically, but step by step with wisdom and faith. So here's your action plan. Talk with your doctor about checking your vitamin D and B12 levels. Ask if a vitamin K2 supplement makes sense for you, especially if you're on calcium. Eat a balanced diet with protein, eggs, dairy, or fish. And move those legs every day, even if it's just across the living room. Strong legs at 80 and beyond aren't about running marathons. They're about living freely, independently, and joyfully. They're about standing tall in body and in spirit. If this message spoke to your heart, I want to leave you with this. Don't give up on your legs. They haven't given up on you. Nourish them, strengthen them, and let God steady your steps for the journey ahead. And if this spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share, because someone you love might need this same encouragement today.